Hello, welcome to Thursday's cooking class. It's Jacqueline. I'm in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, we've got people already popping in. That's great. Anyway, what I'm doing today is a little bit different. So let me know. Maybe you're celebrating Thanksgiving today. I'm actually going to be making something today with leftover turkey items, actually, I'll say. So let's get started with our cooking class. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to announce to you that if you don't already know, we are having a Black Friday sale. The Black Friday sale has lots of products. Up to 75 products are in there, reduced up to 40% off. So if you're looking to get some Epicure products at a discount, now's the time to go check out my website and see what's new. New at a discounted price. It's not totally new. You know, Epicure stuff's been around for a long time. That's why we've got such fabulous people who love us. But I'm going to be making items today. The idea is to use some of the items that are on sale. So if you've already got them in your house, you can use them. And if you don't, pop in and grab them while they're on sale. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a salsa. But it's not the salsa that you normally have. And I'm just hoping I have the salsa here. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, of course, we're going to do avocado. We're going to do pomegranates, and we're going to do oranges. How is this all going to pull together? Well, let's just start. So we'll get our avocado and of course just slice around there, give it a twist. Nice and green, perfect, just the way you like it. Get a bowl, and I actually like, be careful when you do this. I've been cooking in the kitchen for a long time, so I don't usually cut through the thick skin of the avocado, but if you're not comfortable with this, scoop it out and set it on a cutting board. But I like doing this because I can sort of get the mashing done in advance before I even get it inside my bowl, which makes it a little bit easier for me to manipulate. So I'm just going to grab this, scoop it out. Super, super easy. Do it to the other side. And I don't want it totally mushed right up, but I do want it to be in like chunks, because this is going to be like a avocado, pomegranate, orange salsa salad. I'm actually going to serve it with chips. So I still want chunks, I don't want mush, which is hence why I'm sort of doing a little bit of the chopping right inside. Again, we're gonna grab this, scoop it out. Now, the recipe for this can be found on the website. It's super, super easy, as with most of our Epicure recipes, is we can help anyone be a great cook in the kitchen without having to go to cooking school and having to get totally nervous in the kitchen. As you see, I'm almost embarrassed to say that this is a cooking class, because really, a child can do this. So let's just get this one. This one actually, just so you know, still green, but a little bit more ripe than the other one was. So I'm not going to chop that one up as much. You probably noticed I didn't do that, and that's because once I toss this, I would venture to say that that's probably going to mush up a little bit anyway, and I don't want a mushy salsa. I want my salsa to sort of have nice chunks. So when you're buying avocado at the store, what I usually do is I just sort of feel them with my fingers, not push them in like the Charmin. You know what I'm talking about, like squish, squish, squish. No, I usually just grab them and just sort of touch them with my hand. I actually can feel a difference in temperature. So if they're actually becoming more ripe, they will actually have a little bit of heat to it. So if you pick up a couple different ones, you might even notice that yourself. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I can certainly tell. Now, if you happen to have one of our old citrus presses, yay, great for you, because otherwise you're gonna squeeze it or use a ream. But I want to add my lime now. And I want to put it on top of my guacamole, or my avocado, I should say, so that it doesn't turn brown, okay? And I'm doing this before I put the pomegranate in there, so that when I just sort of toss it a bit, and I'm going to be gentle tossing, that I'm not breaking this up too much, but I'm getting the lime on there. Now, what seasoning am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use our guacamole seasoning. So you're going to take your 4-in-1 spoon, get the tablespoon in there, add a whole tablespoon of that, set that aside. We're going to now add our pomegranates. Now let's give some fun food facts about pomegranates. So pomegranate, actually they're considered jewel of the winter. And that's because the beautiful color. Can you already tell like this is really festive? It's gonna be a great appetizer for the holidays that are coming up. And of course, orange. Now, pomegranate, not only is it the jewel of winter, but it actually goes back to 4000 BC, and it's been featured in the Bible. I mean, people think it's also really good for good luck. It was used in rituals for weddings. Back in the day, they used to use the leaves to make crowns. So it's a well done product, or what am I going to call it? Vegetable, fruit. Actually, let's talk. It is a fruit. Broken down here, I'm losing it, guys. Broken down, pomegranate actually means seeded apple. And yes, it's got all these beautiful seeds. So that is it. We are done. Like I said, how can these be cooking classes when we make it so easy? So what you're going to do with this, and I've got more ideas, don't rush off. But what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to take this. I like putting something like this in a dark dish. If you happen to have a dark dish, it's going to pop more. And you're going to see these beautiful colors come together. And then you can serve it with your salsa chips. Make sure, because we haven't mashed it, it's going to be a lot harder for people to scoop out. So make sure you put a spoon with it. And there you go. What do you think? There's your first appetizer that we're going to do. Guacamole, right? So let me just set this aside. It's out of the way. All right, so what else am I going to do for you today? Well, I did mention that I was going to do something related to Thanksgiving, because I know a lot of our American people are probably sitting at the dinner table right now, and they may have leftovers. Give me a second, I'm just going to pull. Are you still there? There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see me. I didn't see that I've done something with the lighting. Let's see if I can get that brightened up a bit. Anyway, okay. Whatever, I don't know what I've done. I've touched something. I took it, I unplugged the charger because I had a cord across my counter, and I just thought that's an accident waiting to happen. Okay, so because we may have Thanksgiving leftovers, what I thought I'd do is I would make a verrine. Now, I don't know if you know what verrines are, but verrines basically are glass, elegant little dishes. I mean, you can put anything in a verrine. Now, if you're wondering, do you own a verrine? It's probably a shot glass in your house, okay? So this is a verrine, actually. We used to sell these at the time. But if you're going to go look for something that's clear, because what verrine usually is different layers. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm just looking for my chicken. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. So if you have leftover turkey or chicken, what we're going to do is, whether you've got it left over, great. If you don't, and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to make that because I'm not going to cook a turkey to make that appetizer, Jacqueline. It is as simple as getting even like a chicken breast and sprinkling some of our holiday seasoning on top of it, and cooking it in the steamer for maybe 3 minutes. Check to make sure it's done. Honest to goodness, if you've never tried it, our holiday seasoning smells, I used to call it Weight Watcher Thanksgiving, because you would swear there's a turkey in front of you when you use this. I love this spice. So that's what I've done. Now we need to make, of course, if we're doing some sort of turkey, it has to have, of course, we have to have stuffing, right? So what I've done is, I actually don't have leftover turkey. Thanksgiving for us was back in October. but I've just got some bread and I've chopped it up and I've got a little bit of butter and water in here. And what I'm gonna do, and this is a product that's on sale right now, this is our sage and apple stuffing. It makes the best stuffing mix and it's got chunks. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting's really poor today. I had it brighter earlier, but anyway, you've got little chunks of apple in there. There's lots of really great flavoring, but in order for it to become enhanced, because maybe you don't have leftover and it hasn't been baking or cooking in your oven, you want to put this in a liquid so that it helps it start releasing the flavors. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon of that. We're just going to stir this up. And of course, because it's hit moisture, it's going to add release some of that flavor a little bit faster because all these items are dry, right? So with our breadcrumbs now, we're pouring that seasoning over top. We have now officially made a stuffing without cooking it, but it's going to have great flavor. Of course, the bread's already baked, so it's not like it has to go in. If you wanted, you could add a little bit of extra cranberries in here, but you're gonna, and I didn't have any cranberries in the house, but stay tuned. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So let's get started with our verrine. With our verrine, the first thing I wanna do is, we're gonna call this, by the way, turkey teaser. So you're going to chop up some lettuce, and we're just gonna stuff it down in the bottom. Remember I said verrines says it's basically layered, elegant in a glass, okay? So we've got that chopped up nicely in there. Then what do we put in there? Well, we can put our turkey and our stuffing. I think I'm gonna put the stuffing first. I'm just thinking it might look nicer to have the chicken or turkey on the top. So we'll add a little bit of our stuffing mix. If you wanted to add additional apples in there, just so there's a little bit more of a crunch, you totally could. And then get your leftover turkey, or in this case, my holiday seasoned chicken. And we have just now made, I'm going to add a little bit, hang on, let's do this. A little dollop, you could use cranberry juice, or cranberry sauce, or you could use our red pepper jelly. Now, unfortunately, this is not on sale, but that's because it's just so awesome. I'm gonna put a little dollop of that on top. I had some of those lovely pomegranates, which I thought would just add a nice little color, so we'll just sprinkle those on top. And last but not least, and I wanna give you a little tip here, if you buy any jars of items and you have the jar stick and you cannot get it open, you know what I'm talking about, where you're walking around the house trying to figure out how to open it, and that's this. I noticed I couldn't open it earlier. One of the easiest ways to break that seal is to tip it upside down and give it a straight down, okay? That will pop the pressure on here, and now you can actually get into your jar. So I'm going to put a little gherkin pickle on here. I'm just going to slide this through. And there you have a cute little appetizer. Look at how the flavor is. And this can be done with leftover Thanksgiving dinner, or if you're having Christmas dinner. But if you're planning on doing entertaining over the holiday season, how easy is this? And it really takes little bits and pieces of nothing. Now, to serve it, if you want to put it on a little plate like that, and of course, because it's really like a little mini turkey dinner, make sure you supply a fork. So there we have that one. Stay tuned. Let me just set this aside. I've got two more. Here we come. Okay, what am I going to do next? Well, maybe I should clean up my counter. That would be great. All right, the next one I'm going to do is, again, another product that's on sale right now. It's not on sale. Actually, it was in our Epic box. Let's just talk about that amazing Epic box. How many of you bought an Epic box this month? And inside it, you maybe had buffalo seasoning. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to do wings. I want to do something else. Here's something else to do with it. Now, if you don't have that, you can purchase our jerk. There's almost any seasoning you want. Again, what I did is I had one chicken breast. I split it up. I made some of it with the holiday seasoning and did that verrine. But in this one, I actually put buffalo seasoning in it. Sprinkled it on my chicken, steamed it in the microwave for that 3 minutes, like I said earlier. And then when it came out, I cut it up into cubes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a buffalo chicken with a pineapple salsa. Yes, I was looking for this earlier. So this is our salsa. And what we're going to do is, if you can find crushed pineapple. Now, normally salsa, you put it with tomatoes. But honestly, you get to control this. You can put anything you want in here. So I've got just a little bit of crushed pineapple in here. Going to put my 4-in-1 spoon in. I'm flipping it around because I'm just making a small little amount here. I'll give you all the proper instructions on my website when I'm done. So we'll just give this a little stir. We're gonna let that steep or sit for a little bit, because the longer it sits, well, not the longer it sits, but if it can sit for about 20 minutes, you'll notice that the moisture hits those spices that are in our poco picante, and it will blossom the flavor. So it will get more heat. So if you're tasting it right now and you're thinking, oh, I need to add more, maybe not. Let it sit for a minute, and then let's start preparing what we're going to do with this. So with a verrine, again, we're going to take our salsa. And if you don't have crushed, and crushed is the one that I would recommend, I would, if you have just chunks or cubes, break them up, okay? Put it on a cutting board, slice them up. We want to have a layer again. Okay, next, I want to put my buffalo chicken in here. Now, the buffalo chicken has heat, as you would know. So that's why I wanted to do something sweet on the bottom. So this is going to be sweet, spicy, right? So let's get some of our chicken in there. And what are we going to do on the top? Well, if you have any heat, you probably know that you need to sometimes mellow it out. Some people might not like it hot. So you can grab our creamy ranch dip. This is a combination of mayo and sour cream, or you could use yogurt, your choice. Again, take our 4-in-1 spoon. Oh, and I should mention, because I keep talking about this spoon, we are going to be having a cookware sale starting on Cyber Monday. Do not miss it. I have been told that we're going to have different cookware items added to our box, our Black Friday sale. They'll only be available for 24 hours or while stock lasts. And I don't know what's on there, but if you happen to see that 4-in-1 spoon, you've probably seen that I've used it like a lot of times already. Perhaps you want to grab some while it's there, if it happens to be on there. So I've got a little bit of our creamy ranch here, and you want it to be thick enough that it's just a dollop on the top. Again, we can put it on a plate, serve it with a fork, and there you have another quick appetizer. Like, isn't this so fun? I know you thought you were coming for a cooking class, but actually I'm just pulling together ideas that make you look like a rock star. That's what verrines do. So let me just slide this aside. I have one more to go. The last one I'm gonna do, because some of you might be penny pinching, right? You know that products in the grocery store is just getting outrageously expensive. And so what I thought I'd do is I would make something that maybe is on a little bit of the cheaper spectrum, and that would be canned tuna. Okay, so there's lots of different kinds of tuna out there. Skipjack tuna, there is chunk tuna, flake tuna, tuna in oil, tuna in water. I always buy light chunk tuna in water. That's just my personal preference. But we're going to flavor this, and we're going to flavor it with another product that's on our Black Friday sale, which is Madras. Now, it does not, mine is an older jar, just so you know. It's one of my favorites. I love this. In fact, I just made butternut squash soup with this. And if you want the recipe, direct DM me. It's a delicious soup. In fact, I'm going to be finishing it off tonight. So we need to add some seasoning in here, and we also need to incorporate some moisture. So let's put some, that's mayo. Oops. And we're going to grab our 4-in-1 spoon again. Now, I will tell you, Madras has some heat to it, so don't do overkill. 2 teaspoons would be too much, in my opinion. Depending on what your family likes, you might want to do a 1/2 teaspoon, maybe it's a full teaspoon. I'm probably going to do about 3/4. And now we're just going to give this a stir. And we're going to pull this together for another quick appy. I mean, when was the last time for an appy that you had tuna? Not ahi tuna, but like a can of tuna. Probably few or never, right? But you can make something super, super elegant with the tuna. Okay, so we've got our tuna nice and mixed. Before you start doing that, I'm just going to taste this, make sure it's got good flavor. Give me a second. Yes, perfect. Yum. Okay, that's the first one I'm eating when I'm done this class. Okay, so again, we had before some chopped up lettuce. So again, because of the colors, I want to make this look pretty with different layers again. So put your chopped up lettuce, and you can use any lettuce. I happen to have romaine in the house, but if you have iceberg lettuce, that works too. Just chop it up finer, okay? We're going to carefully set this in, hopefully not making a big muck around the sides, because we want it to look layered and not smudgy. Okay, I want to add some crunch in here as well. And so what I'm going to do, just for fun, because normally you could maybe put, excuse me, normally you could maybe put apples right in with your tuna, but I wanted to have that really nice flavor of the Madras in there. So what I've done is I've chopped up apple, and if you want to make sure that it doesn't turn brown, a little bit of lemon juice, like a little bit of lemon juice and water. I chopped this earlier this morning, so it's nice and fine. You're going to want to make sure it's strained. Put a little bit of apple on there, because that's going to give it a nice sweet crunch. Okay, celery, and let's just talk about this little rock star. Celery is so darn delicious, and it's only got about 6 calories per stalk, so it's really, really good. It actually adds a little bit of salt flavor to it as well. So if you just chop up a little stalk, and for some of you who maybe are saying, you know, I don't usually buy celery, just go to the store and just buy 1 stalk. Most stores actually sell them now. You don't have to buy the whole head of celery. And then I do have a knife handy here. I'm going to do 2 more things. I'm just going to cut a little V in an apple, just so it doesn't fall out. We're going to just slide it in here like this, just to make it sort of look elegant. And last, this is on sale. Buy it while it's there. Better than bacon. Now, this is not real bacon. This is bacon flavored pinto beans. Yum. And yes, they've actually sliced it. And I'm having my own spice emergency. So yes, I did buy some better than bacon for, well, it was on sale. You're going to want better than bacon in your stockpile, because some of the things you can do with this over the holiday season is roll up a cheese roll. Okay, so there you have my last one. This is, what is it? I mean, look at how cute that is. It's tuna, a can of tuna, some lettuce. We've got apple, celery, and it's very, very refreshing. So again, all you'll do is you'll put it on a plate. Let me see if I can do this. Grab your plate, add a fork, and you have, again, a cute little appy. So I hope you've enjoyed today's cooking class, a little bit different than normal, but we are going into the season where everyone is entertaining and you can look so awesome with the products that Epicure has, just creating something really cool. So look for verrines. You can probably find them in the dollar store. If you want to do a little bit more redneck, I know that I saw some cute little mason jar ones that would be totally adorable. So if you wanted to do that theme, maybe in January, you want to have a group of people come together and do like a cabin fever party. Anyway, have fun with the amazing spices that Epicure has. If you, all these recipes I will be posting up to my website. I will post pictures here shortly after. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks again for watching my cooking class. Next week, just as a follow-up, you can make verrines savory, which I did today, or you can make them sweet. Come back again next week, because next week I'm going to be making some sweet little ideas for you using some of our brand new sweet products that we just came out this season. Thanks everyone. Take care. Have a great day and bye for now.